business setting or for schoolwork or for assignments, deadlines, to delay, to postpone, to push back. The example sentence here says the professor will push back the deadline of the term paper. Like I said, this is often used for deadlines or assignments, some task you have to have. We'll push back the deadline. We can delay. In the example in our text, it was used a little bit different. Pushback can have a couple different meanings. Here she said, I'm afraid to push back and ask for more. So in that sense, she is saying, using it a little bit differently. She's not to delay something, but to push back, to give resistance to. So if someone is giving you a lot of trouble, you could use physically. If someone pushes you, push back. But also, then more often, it's probably used, if, not actually physically, but if someone's giving you some trouble or a lot of criticism or a lot of stress, you push back and give them some comment or some trouble. That's how she's using it right there. But also, it's used to delay. I would say that's probably the number one. And it's used a lot in a business setting, to push back the deadline. Number two, incremental. Increasing gradually by regular degrees or additions. The example sentence, Sally decided to quit her job because she could not wait for the incremental salary increase the company offers. So that is how they used it in our example. They're talking about your salary is usually an incremental raise, or you could say it's raised in increments, means in small, little, gradual raises, incrementally. You could use it as an adverb too. In increments.
It has to be by regular base.
What do you mean?
The gradually by regular degree only mean?
Increment, like, could it be usually in increments, like, okay, this time like 100, every time 100. One time it could go to 150 and you could change the number. That would still be increments. It doesn't have to be the exact same number every time, I don't think, but just small increments. Steadily. The increments is talking about incremental. The noun is increments, means small raises. Increments, so small raises. In our text, I think they were talking about the exact same thing, incremental raises. They're incremental raises, yes, going up in small steps, gradual increases. Number three, compound, to put or add together. In our text was a good example sentence. She says, our sentence, we're talking about meet your match or taking a certain percentage of your salary out for your 401k. It's all based on that starting number that compounds over years. A lot of times it is used, we say compound effect, after many years, over a certain time, it gets
accumulating.
Yeah, compound effect. It compounds over years. It adds up. It even after time, it actually gets even stronger or even more important.
Compound rate.
Compound rate is like an interest rate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Over time, to add up, to compound. Speaking of, broke my finger. Mine was called a hairline fracture. Yeah. Sometimes when you break your bones, they say it's a compound fracture. I'm not exactly even sure what a compound fracture is. Do you know? I know a compound fracture is like the worst kind that you can have.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the meaning is related. Maybe it means you broke it in more than one place. I think that's what a compound fracture means. You broke it in more than one place.
Yeah.
I think.
So.
So it's maybe somewhat related, more than one, adding up, I guess.
Oh, when the bone pierces the skin.
That's it. So I guess meaning is not that related, but that is another use of the word compound. Compound fracture, when the bone comes out of the skin. That is a compound fracture. I knew it was the worst kind you could have. I forgot exactly what it was. That's a compound fracture. So not just so much related to if something is compounded, it is over time added together. Compound interest keeps adding up over time. Number 4, repercussion, noun. An often indirect effect, influence, or result that is produced by an event or action. The example sentence here, we don't know it yet, but the repercussions of recycling are really beneficial for us. In the text, the repercussions of something, the effects afterwards. A lot of times this is used, repercussions could be good, but I would say probably more often there's something negative. They can be good or bad. A lot of times you have to deal with the repercussions of your actions. So in that sense, it's usually probably something negative, right? If you made a mistake, if you hit someone, or if you did something bad, you have to deal with the repercussions. You have to deal with the actions that come from that. And like it says, often indirect, or a repercussion is, you might not always know what will happen, right? You make some decision at that time with the knowledge that you have. You might not be sure what the repercussions will be, but you have to deal with them anyways. So a lot of times repercussions might be unseen or something unexpected.
The butterfly effect is same.
But it's kind of related. Yeah, the repercussions of your actions. You do this, so this happens, this happens, this happens. So you never expected this was going to happen, but it did as a result of your decision, as a result of your action. That is the repercussions.
I think a movie that is all about repercussions is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. There you go. Yeah. If you change one small thing,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
exactly like the butterfly.
The photo is disappeared.
Yeah.
Number 5, resonate, to correspond closely or harmoniously. In the text, it was a good sentence, yeah. Or I've done X, Y, and Z, and I think that these skills really will resonate within your workplace. They will resonate. They will hit home, is the phrase that we use. If something resonates, it hits home. Means it really corresponds and affects you. If you read some news and some people died in an earthquake in the Philippines, and you've never lived in the Philippines, you don't have any Philippine friends, that news may not really resonate with you. But if something affects you, maybe in France, one of your friends was in France, and hopefully he didn't die, but maybe he had to, he sent you a message, and he said, "Oh, I'm so scared," that news might really resonate with you. It hits home. We use like that. In this sentence, she uses it a little bit differently. It will really resonate within your workplace. You will notice the differences. It will show. It will correspond with my work, with my actions. To resonate, to show up and be noticeable. And one more example sentence: Miss Johnson is in a good mood today, and it resonates with the other employees. So she's in a good mood. It resonates with the other employees. They can tell she's in a good mood. Maybe they also become in a good mood. It really resonates. And the last one, number 6, go down to something. To go down. To go down. To decline or diminish. Where is it used in the text? To go down. I can't find it in the text.
I think it's the third paragraph.
Third paragraph. It goes down to. Yeah, we talked about it. It goes down to. It boils down to this. So this also has a couple different meanings. To go down, to decline. Our income is going down. Also, in this text, it boils down to the main fact. In this example sentence, if you don't stop smoking, the condition of your lungs will go down to something worse. They get worse. To go down, obviously, is pretty straightforward. In the text, it is the more difficult one to understand. We talked about it. It boils down to the main thing, the main focus. Okay, I think that's good. Any questions? They're all pretty useful words. Every once in a while, there's some words that are not used much, but these are all pretty useful words that you will see in text or in speech. Let's go to the discussion.